Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is December 27, 2018. Let me get a shout out to my man Dog Barker for this mystical Here I Go. This was already in the playlist, already in the song list that I have on Google Music. So that was easy enough for me to slide into the video rotation for today. Shout out to my man Dog Barker again for that one. I love this song right here. What's going on, people? How you guys doing today? Welcome to another episode. And today we are going to be talking about a hack that just occurred with the Electrum wallet. Over 900,000 stolen in this phish attack. I want to definitely give you guys an update on that. Make sure you guys don't become a victim of this phish attack. So we're going to take a look at that. And then secondly, basically Breaker Mag has put together just quotes about what these 14 crypto luminaries are thinking 2019 is going to look like. So we're just going to take a look at that. I thought this was a neat one. We had people like Tim Draper, Joseph Lubin, Vitalik Buterin, a lot of people who are well known in the game of crypto. Just quotes from them. So this is I thought would be a great one to take a look at as we end 2018. First though, guys, I want you to get over to cryptoblood.io. We still got that trading signal for BitMEX, all automated. Check it out when you get a chance. I have updated the real-time results so you can see that in real time where we are. We're actually up like 309%, but it's just kind of hard for me to keep this updated, at least the graphic updated. I have it at 276, but we're up roughly 309% year to date. And people who have joined in the last month have already doubled their money. So great algo, more so hands off, hands free. You don't have to, place the trade, though, you do want to just make sure positions are tracking well as we exit the trades. But other than that, it's plug and play. So check it out when you guys get a chance. Let's take a look at this global market cap. We're currently at $121 billion. We broke this 126 range that I was talking about that we doubled bottom on. But now it looks like we broke through that. So the next area is the 116 range that I told you was a critical area on the way up. So let's hope we can hold that area and not go any lower than 116 on the market cap. As you can see here with the algo, I drew a new line after this green one here. I drew a secondary one that kind of went along the lines of this bottom here, our last bottom, and so it looks like we may be bouncing off that area. The reason why I think this is a very good area for support is because we have the trend line there, but we also have, if you take a look here, we've got this area of support that lines up pretty well, and this area as well. So that acts as like 3 confirmations on possible support for our move. So we should see a move back up from here in the next day or two. So if we don't hold that, then that's some big trouble. We're in some big trouble if we can't hold that. Next area will be 34.74 as an area of support, but I want to try to hold this area for sure. Doesn't matter for us though in the algo. We went short all the way up at 49, and so this is a trade where we're up 11, almost 12%. And as I explained yesterday, that 12% gain there is not on your margin requirement. It's actually what you are trading on leverage. So if you've got $5,000 trading on leverage on that particular transaction, this trade here, you're up over $500. If you got 10,000 on leverage, you're up $1,200 roughly. So that kind of keeps it, lets you know the potential there with the trading algo. So check it out if you guys are interested. So let me get to this first article here. It's about the Electrum wallet, and it says over 900K stolen in a phishing attack. So another major hacking incident just occurred, this time involving the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. According to the details, the hacker set up multiple malicious servers When a user would log into their wallet and try to send Bitcoin to an address, they would receive an official looking message claiming that they had to update to the latest version of their Electrum wallet, followed by a GitHub link. The first user that reported the hack noticed the link was strange for two reasons. For one, it was not the official link from the Electrum site, and then secondly, it didn't allow them to click it as a standard link would. Instead, made them copy and paste into their web browser window. The user proceeded to copy paste the link and download the application. After downloading the app, the user logged back in again and the system asked them for their two-factor authentication. Electrum normally only asks this when a user is attempting to send funds to a recipient. The user made multiple attempts to send their Bitcoin, and each time would get an error message saying max fee exceeded, no more than 50 satoshis. It was only when they decided to restore their wallet on a different PC that they realized that their entire balance had been transferred to a strange address. The latest reports show that the hacker has stolen funds from many other victims like this user, and so far has stolen up to $1 million, which has now been consolidated in this address. The article goes on to say hacking incidents like this are widespread in the crypto space and have contributed to almost 1 billion in cryptocurrencies being stolen in 2018 alone. The biggest problem is not the security of the blockchain itself, but the lack of sophistication of users who interact with crypto wallets. Many are new to the space and often don't understand how to identify the various traps that smart hackers set up to steal their funds and information. So yeah, I mean, you know, this is what I'm saying, and this is what I mean by we're just not there yet with crypto being massively adopted, because there are just too many ways for individuals to have their funds stolen. And as the article said, it's not Bitcoin, you know, it's not the actual protocol. It's either the way that individuals develop applications on top of the protocol, or, you know, just the sheer savviness of the hackers. As an individual that's building a dApp, you have so many attack vectors, unlimited amount of attack vectors that you have to try to account for, and you just won't be able to. So it's just we'll have to see, and that's what, you know, many people looking for the SEC to allow these ETFs and custodial accounts and stuff. That's a main issue. Just one compromise can clear out many funds, many millions of funds. So that's a major concern, and it should be. It definitely should be. So guys, just watch out for that. Hope you guys weren't affected by the Electrum wallet compromise there. I think they have a patch available for that now, but yeah, that was a pretty crazy hack there, and it was nothing. If you weren't on top of your game, it was nothing you would have been able to do to stop that if you weren't paying attention. Breaker Mag. This article talks about what to expect in 2019 and beyond, according to 14 crypto luminaries. As you might imagine, the subject of the future came up quite a bit. Here's a sampling of what those tech luminaries predicted for 2019 and beyond. Tim Draper says, I'm assuming within the next year or so, we're going to make it so that everyone can just, with their cell phone, buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin. Not gonna happen, Tim Draper. Not gonna happen. Sorry, buddy. Joseph Lubin. We just have to work much harder on helping people understand where consensus came from and what it is. Philosophically, it keeps evolving. It's been several different consensus since the start. We have to up our game and compete. It no longer is sufficient to show up and do something cool. Now we have to do something excellent. I like that quote by Joseph Lubin. Melton Demiris says here, I think we've gone through the orgy of unfettered capitalism, and the space has become very tone deaf. It's become very illogical, and frankly, it's become unproductive. We've thrown good money after bad. I'm excited about a period of depressed prices where we can focus on really building. Now we need to bring some rationality, pragmatism, and risk management to the crypto asset space. I really like that quote there by Melton. That was a good one. I'm right there with him on that one. Mark Krepelis That's the former CEO of Mt. Gox. He said, "Do I think I'll be found guilty of embezzlement and data manipulation? I still think so. Yes, I declared at the beginning of the trial I am innocent of the charges brought against me, but the fact is I'm fighting an uphill battle because in Japan there's a lot of cases like this ending with conviction, something like 99%. Wow, I don't know how that plays into 2019, but hey, there you have it. Let's see what Vitalik Buterin says. If the Ethereum community does continue to rely on me, then I think that would definitely be a problem. The whole point of decentralization is that you can make a system where you don't need to know which specific people are involved in it. So if the de facto assumption for Ethereum's continued existence is that I do certain specific things, then that's a big risk to anyone in the Ethereum ecosystem, and obviously a large loss of freedom for myself. Let's see what Anthony Dilorio says here. Whether Ethereum is able to get to the levels of scaling that are needed, I think is yet to be seen. But once the scaling problems are solved, once governance issues are solved, I think it's going to take off and we're going to see the next evolution of things. It's very early days. That's having a realistic approach to Ethereum's future that the co-founder of Ethereum has there. That quote, I agree with him. It's yet to be seen. And you know, there are a lot of issues to get over and to solve. And this is uncharted territory for all of these blockchains. So to be confident in, you know, the fact that they can scale and to do such a 180 in their whole algorithm is yet to be seen that will be successful. But if they can do it, I'm telling you, it definitely will be a bullish move for Ethereum. I'm just not convinced yet. That's all. John McAfee, let's see what this guy says. If I win the 2020 presidential nomination, I'm going to start on a rant about the marginalization of third parties, and when I go on a fucking rant, the world listens. Well, we listened to you about eating your dick, so let's see if you'll still do that when I think he's got another year. I don't know when he said he's going to do it, but it ain't hitting the 1 million or 500,000 or whatever no time soon, buddy. Bitcoin, that is. Charlie Shrem, founder of Crypto IQ, he says, maybe years from now when I'm 35, I'll try to become the president. I have a lot of learning to do, a lot of people to learn from. I have to learn how to build a company, how to build relationships. I'm going back to school, not physical school, but I'm going back to learning, which is what I'm doing here with partners in my company. So that's great to hear from him. Always got to keep looking to learn in life, people. Never stop learning. That's my motto for sure. Kathleen Brightman, co-founder of Tezos, says here blockchains haven't even begun to scratch the surface of their biggest use case, which is digital money. That's huge, and there's a lot to chew on before you get into any of the other exotic use cases for medical records or whatever. It's really hard to do digital cash, so I think people have been like, what if we try to do something else instead? And I think that's not a very pragmatic route, actually, she says. I think the opposite. I think digital money has already been tackled. Take a look at Bitcoin. Even though it's not, it has turned into a digital asset. It did that. I think now we're going past money in these coins and going into things that are more applicable to everyday life and in industries. I actually think the opposite of Kathleen there. Alex Ohanian, co-founder of Reddit, he said there's a whole chunk of an American dream wrapped up in this idea that you just need a laptop and a great idea to build a billion-dollar company and win because people love it. That's something worth fighting for and something we'll keep fighting for. I think we'll win, but it's been a bad year with the repeal of net neutrality for sure. I have to agree with him on that one. Tammy Camp, CEO and co-founder of Stronghold, says in the next 10 years, I think that there will be more real use cases for blockchain and cryptocurrency. They'll be more obvious than innovative. Craig Wright, oh my God, chief scientist at InChain. Let's see what this guy says. In 30 years, Bitcoin will become mainstream. We will see Bitcoin as plumbing, basically it will get to be the underlying value network of the world. Interesting. Surprisingly, I agree with him there. Vinay Gupta, CEO of Matterium, says here, do I have a bleak view about the future? The rosier scenario has never actually existed, and I used to say about people who are worried about collapse in the US and UK that collapse just means living in the same conditions as the people who grow your coffee. The privileged first world bubble shatters and you end up being dumped into the real world where everybody else lives. Wow, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Lastly, Brock Pierce, chairman of the wait a minute, what? Chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation? Oh man, so all you guys that don't like Brock Pierce, I've said this before, this is nothing new, I've already known this, but I'm just bringing this back up. If you don't like Brock Pierce and you think he's a pedo and all this and that, well, stop using Bitcoin, because he is a Bitcoin Foundation chairman. So what do you have to say about that? I've said that before as an argument against Bix Weir and his stance on Brock Pierce. I said, hey man, how can you say you don't like EOS because of Brock Pierce when Brock Pierce is the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation? Not only that, he's like invested in over 150 companies in blockchain, in crypto, well-known companies, Coinbase. I mean, you just go to his website, you'll see all the companies that he's invested in as a seed angel and further A-round investor in these companies. So it's just the logic there that people come up with just to justify their means as far as why they don't like a certain coin or project is just simply retarded. He says, I'm an internal optimist. I think we're going to get there, but the universe loves drama. And if all of this were a movie, you want to take it right to the brink. And then the day is saved at the very end. Of course, the universe wouldn't just make it smooth and simple. It's going to have suspense. Yeah, that's life for sure. So guys, let me know of these quotes, which one did you like the best? I think I'm going to have to go with, personally, I think I'm going to go with Meltem Demirors. So you guys let me know which quote of the 14 you like the most. That's pretty much it though for today, guys. Give a shout out to Dog Barker for that mystical Here I Go. Love this song. And make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. This is my 2 Satoshis for December 27th, 2018. And I'm out of here. Holla!